Cheating Story exposed the channel dedicated to intense, real-life stories of betrayal and deception. Sometimes the people who destroy you are the ones you die to protect. I still remember the exact moment I signed that document. My father had been dead for 3 weeks, and I hadn't slept more than 2 hours a night since the funeral. I was sitting in Attorney Caldwell's office, staring at a stack of papers that might as well have been written in another language. Estate documents, trust amendments, tax forms, power of attorney authorization. Caldwell kept saying things like standard procedure and temporary measure, and just until you're back on your feet. My sister Lauren was sitting next to me, holding my hand. She'd been holding my hand a lot those past few weeks. She'd planned the entire funeral when I couldn't get out of bed. She'd fielded calls from Dad's creditors when I couldn't speak without breaking down. She'd sorted through his medical bills, his final expenses, all the impossible math of death. So when Caldwell slid the power of attorney form across his desk and said Lauren could help manage the inheritance temporarily, I barely read it. I just signed. Lauren squeezed my hand. She said, "I've got you, Owen, I promise." I believed her. That was 14 months ago. I'm standing in a different attorney's office now. But this time I'm not signing anything. This time I'm reading a forensic accountant's report that's 73 pages long. And every page is another knife in my back. My new attorney, a woman named Patricia Huang, is watching me with the kind of professional sympathy that means she's seen this exact scenario before. She's already told me the summary. Now she's letting me see the details: account transfers, property sales, investment liquidations, loan applications in my name, all of it, authorized by my signature, except I never signed any of it. Lauren did, using the power of attorney I gave her in my father's office. While I was too broken to think straight, Patricia clears her throat. The total, based on what we've traced so far, is approximately $467,000. I don't say anything. I can't, because $467,000 is everything. It's the house Dad left us. It's his life insurance. It's his retirement accounts. It's the paid-off rental property in Asheville he bought in the 90s. 38 years of a postal worker's careful savings turned into ash. Patricia continues. She was systematic. Small transfers at first. 5,000 here, 8,000 there. Amounts that wouldn't trigger automatic fraud alerts. Then larger moves once she'd established a pattern. She sold the Asheville property 4 months ago for $210,000. Cash sale below market value. The buyer was an LLC registered in Delaware. We're still tracing the ownership. Where is she? I finally ask. Patricia's expression shifts, just slightly. We don't know. Her last known address was her apartment in Greensboro. She stopped paying rent 6 weeks ago. Her phone's disconnected. Her employer, the dental office where she worked as a hygienist, says she stopped showing up 2 months ago. No forwarding information. So she's just gone. Yes. I stare at the report. Page 47 shows a wire transfer for $83,000 to an account in the Cayman Islands. Page 52 shows a cashier's check made out to someone named Victor Desmond. $29,000. I don't know anyone named Victor Desmond. Patricia leans forward. Owen, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be completely honest. Did you and Lauren have any kind of agreement, any conversations about splitting the inheritance differently than your father's will specified? No, Dad left everything 50-50. That was always the plan. You never gave her verbal permission to make financial decisions beyond basic estate management. No. Patricia nods. She makes a note. Then she says, Okay, here's where we are. We're filing criminal charges: theft by conversion, financial exploitation, identity fraud. We're also filing a civil suit to recover whatever assets we can locate. But I have to be honest with you. The reality is that most of this money is probably gone. If she moved it offshore, if she spent it, if she transferred it to third parties who claim they purchased something in good faith, recovery becomes extremely difficult. So she just wins. She's committed multiple felonies. She won't win, but you may not get your money back. I close the report. My hands are shaking. Patricia adds, There's one more thing. We pulled Lauren's financial records as part of the discovery process. She was in significant debt before your father passed away. Credit cards maxed out, personal loan defaults, an eviction notice from 2 years ago. She was barely surviving. I didn't know any of that. She hit it well, but it establishes motive. She saw your father's death as an opportunity, and she took it. The preliminary hearing is 3 weeks later. Lauren doesn't show up. There's a warrant out for her arrest now. But she's in the wind. The prosecutor, a tired-looking man named Gerald Voss, tells me these cases can take months or even years if the defendant is actively evading. But we'll find her, he says. They always slip up. I don't find that reassuring. What I do find, sitting in that empty courtroom, staring at the defense table where my sister should be, is a memory I'd forgotten. We were kids. I was maybe 9, she was 7. We'd gone to the county fair with Dad, and Lauren had wanted this enormous stuffed bear from one of those rigged basketball games. Dad said no. We didn't have money to waste on carnival games, but I'd saved up $12 from mowing lawns. I spent all of it trying to win that bear. I didn't win. The guy running the booth finally took pity on me and just gave me the bear anyway, probably because I looked like I was about to cry. I gave it to Lauren. She hugged it like it was the most precious thing in the world. She said, "You're the best brother ever, Owen. I'll never forget this." She left that bear behind when she disappeared. I found it in her apartment when Patricia and I went to document her abandoned belongings for the civil case. It was shoved in the back of her closet, covered in dust. 2 months pass. I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment now. The house I was renting got too expensive after I realized I had no inheritance to fall back on. I'm working double shifts at the logistics company where I'm a supervisor, trying to rebuild savings from zero. My phone rings at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. "It's Patricia. They found her," she says. Lauren was arrested in Sedona, Arizona, working under a fake name at a resort spa. She'd changed her hair color, lost weight, started going by the name Claire, but she'd used her real social security number on her employment paperwork. And the system flagged it. She's extradited back to North Carolina within the week. I'm sitting in the courtroom for her arraignment. This time, she's actually here, sitting at the defense table in an orange jumpsuit. She looks smaller than I remember, tired. Her attorney is a public defender who looks like he's handling 12 cases simultaneously when the judge reads the charges. Theft, fraud, forgery, exploitation. Lauren doesn't react. She just stares at the table. I want her to look at me. She doesn't. The judge sets bail at $250,000. Lauren doesn't have it. She's remanded to county jail pending trial as they're leading her out. She finally turns her head. Our eyes meet for maybe 2 seconds, and I don't see remorse. I see anger, like I'm the one who did something wrong. The trial is set for 4 months later. But it doesn't take that long. 6 weeks after her arrest, Lauren's public defender contacts Patricia. They want to negotiate a plea. We meet in the prosecutor's office. Voss explains the offer. Lauren pleads guilty to felony theft and financial exploitation. She gets 8 years, eligible for parole in 4. In exchange, she cooperates fully with asset recovery and provides documentation of where the money went. "What does that mean?" I ask. "Where did it go?" Voss looks uncomfortable. "Most of it was spent. She went through almost $300,000 in 10 months. Luxury travel, high-end purchases, gambling, casino trips, online poker. She had a problem, apparently a long-standing one. That's part of her defense strategy. Her attorney's going to argue addiction and diminished capacity. I feel something cold settle in my chest. And the rest? Approximately $90,000 is in an account we can seize. Another $40,000 was transferred to an individual named Victor Desmond, who is currently under investigation for running an investment scam. We might recover some of that. The property sale money, that's gone. She used it to pay off her personal debts and finance her disappearance. Patricia interjects. "Owen, I know this isn't what you want to hear, but this plea deal guarantees she serves time and gives us the best chance at recovering anything. If we go to trial, we might win, but we might not. And either way, you won't get back what's already been spent." I stare at Voss. "Does she have to apologize? Is that part of the deal?" He blinks. We can request a victim impact statement hearing. You'd have the opportunity to address her before sentencing." "I want that." "Okay." The plea hearing is brief. Lauren stands before the judge and says guilty twice. Once for each charge. Her voice is flat, mechanical. The judge accepts the plea and schedules sentencing for 3 weeks later. That's when I'll get to speak. I spend those 3 weeks writing. I must draft 20 different versions of what I want to say. Some are angry, some are sad, some are just confused. How do you summarize the destruction of your entire life in a 5-minute statement? The night before the sentencing, I throw all of them away. I decide I'm just going to speak from the heart. The courtroom is nearly empty. Dad's few remaining friends are there. Patricia is there. Voss is there. Lauren's public defender is there, and Lauren is there. Back in the orange jumpsuit, sitting at the defense table with her hands folded, the judge. A woman named Sullivan calls me forward. I walk to the podium. I look at Lauren. She's staring at the table again. I start talking. When we were kids, our mom left. Just walked out one day when I was 6 and Lauren was 4. Dad raised us alone. He worked 50-hour weeks at the post office, and he never complained. He never said it was hard. He just did it. Lauren's jaw tightens. He paid for Lauren's dental hygiene school. He co-signed her first apartment lease when she had no credit. He loaned her money multiple times when she said she was in trouble, and he never asked for it back. I pause. I didn't know she was stealing from him before he died. I didn't know she'd taken out credit cards in his name. I didn't know she'd forged his signature on a home equity loan 2 years ago. I found all of that out later, from the forensic accountant. Dad never told me. I think he was protecting her. Even when she was destroying him, he was protecting her. Lauren's hands are shaking now. When he got sick, pancreatic cancer, stage 4. Lauren was the one who drove him to chemo. She was the one who stayed overnight at the hospital. I was working, trying to keep us financially afloat because his medical bills were insane, so I trusted her. I thought she was taking care of him. I can feel my voice starting to crack. I found out later that she was stealing his pain medication, selling it, using the money to gamble online while he was dying. She was robbing him. The courtroom is completely silent. So when he died and she offered to help manage the inheritance, I didn't hesitate because I thought she loved him. I thought she cared. I thought family meant something to her. I finally let myself look directly at Lauren. She's crying. I don't know who you are, I say quietly. I don't know what happened to my sister, but whoever you are, you didn't just steal money. You stole the last thing our father wanted to leave us. You stole his legacy. You stole his final gift. And you did it while pretending to care. I take a breath. I don't forgive you. I don't think I ever will, but I hope, wherever you end up, you figure out what went so wrong inside you that you could do this to your own family. I step back. Judge Sullivan thanks me. Then she looks at Lauren. Does the defendant wish to make a statement? Lauren's attorney whispers something to her. She shakes her head. Sullivan proceeds to sentencing. 8 years in state prison. Restitution order for $90,000. The amount that can be recovered. Permanent restraining order prohibiting contact with me. Lauren is let out. She doesn't look back. That was 4 months ago. I got the $90,000 last week. Patricia's firm took their fee, 30%. I walked away with $63,000. It's not nothing, but it's not $467,000. I'll never own a house the way Dad planned. I'll never have the security he tried to give us. I'll spend years rebuilding what she destroyed in less than one, but I'm still here, and I learned something Dad never got the chance to teach me. That blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. That trust has to be earned, not assumed. That sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones who know exactly where to hurt you. I don't talk to Lauren. I don't visit her. I don't think about her. Except when I'm recording this, because maybe someone out there needs to hear it. Maybe someone out there is sitting in an attorney's office, signing a power of attorney form while they're drowning in grief. And they need to know that no matter how much you trust someone, you have to protect yourself, even from family. Especially from family. Thanks for listening to Cheating Story Exposed. If my story helped you in any way, please subscribe and share, because the truth is, we're all just trying to survive the people who were supposed to protect us. And sometimes, that's the hardest fight of all.